everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about PLL Season 5, Episode 24, the penultimate episode of Season 5, and it was called I'm a Good Girl, I Am. Whoa, like this episode was #cray. Let me just talk to the writers for a minute of PLL. I apologize for being so mean. Like, I was so bored of Season 5B. Like, when it started, the first few episodes were so slow to me, and I was like, what is all this fluff? But now it's like everything is speeding up and crazy. Like, oh my gosh. So the episode opens up with, what was it? Oh, they found out that there's a new witness for the trial for the prosecution. And the witness is Leslie, the same, what is this? Right here. The same Mona's friend that popped up out of nowhere that nobody has heard of or knew about. And she testifies that like when she came to town to see Mona, because she said she came to see Mona's mother. Right, but let's step back for a second. We all know she was sus, but we didn't know what she was up to. Remember, when she came to town, she asked for Hannah. And, you know, they showed a little flashback clip in the beginning of the episode. She asked for Hannah, and then she went to speak to all the girls. Now, when she testifies, she says, "Oh, she just came to see Mona's mom, and Hannah was basically stalking her the whole time, didn't allow her to go into Mona's room, and you know, she basically threw the girls under the bus and made them look super duper guilty, like they were trying to cover up something for Allison." She was like, "Oh, they were all on edge," even though Allison was already arrested for Mona's murder. And we don't know, like, who she's working for. And Hannah doesn't think that she has anything to do with A. But I do, because you searched out the girls and then you testify against them. Like, who convinced you to do that? She's like, "Oh, you know, I would have came sooner, but I couldn't find the card that Mona gave me. It was in a book for midterms." Like, everything is about studying for her. She was studying when it was Mona's funeral, so she didn't show up there. But then you come to testify. Yeah, right. So that basically turned the case a whole nother way, because before there wasn't any, like, concrete evidence against all of the girls, just against Allison for the most part. There wasn't really anything concrete against Hannah except for her blood being on Mona's clothes. And then she also made Mike look bad, so, you know, that got Aria a little scared, so she wanted, the next scene was, I think she told Mike what happened. Mike came home, and then she was like, "Mike, he didn't see anything, you don't know anything, you're gonna say yes, no, or I don't remember." And Mike was always ready to just tell the truth, but, you know, that makes A come out. The thing about it is, I think these girls don't realize that A doesn't care anymore. You know, whether you were gonna testify or not, all the girls ended up in, like, getting arrested at the end of the episode. They didn't testify. They didn't have any concrete evidence. A still, you know, succeeded in the trial for Allison, and they still got arrested. So I feel like they should still have said something, because regardless, whether you say something or not, A is still after you. Why? We still don't know. Like, what is A's deal now? You know, A is the type of person that, you know, A started this whole thing with the girls. Like, Allison is another story, but with the girls, A started this thing. A was torturing them. A was, you know, threatening to tell their secrets and all that. And then when they don't do what A says, A still does something. When they do what A says, A still does something. So it's like, why do you think not saying anything is going to help you? A is going to do something regardless. At least that's how I see it. So, Aria asks Ezra to take Mike up to the cabin. Ezra first tells her, you know, you should just go to the cops, because, A sent, like, I don't know what kind of tongue that was, but a huge, disgusting tongue in the mail. And, yeah, so she's like, "Oh, can you take Mike up to the cabin, convince him not to go to the police?" But it's like, not going to the police is not going to help you, but at the same time, the police aren't much help anyway. So it's just, it's a crazy situation. Oh, also, Sarah Shepard did a cameo in this episode, which is cute, in the beginning. Anyway, what else happened? Oh, so then the next episode, Aria has to help her mom with the yearbook stuff. Her mom just pops up again out of nowhere. We haven't seen her mom in a really long time, but you know how that goes with the parents of Rosewood. And Then Andrew comes. He's like, you didn't answer my call last night. Andrew is all fatal attraction out here. Like, what the heck, Andrew? I don't think he's A by whatever means, but I think he is either working for A, or maybe he's just as crazy as he's looking right now. And he knew that Mike and Ezra were going up to the cabin, and he knew that, you know, Arya's worried about that, so maybe he chose to do that. Because I think, well, we all know now, he's the one who did the whole archery bit and maced poor Mike's eyes and all that jazz. Because, what is it? The Path Scout? Ezra had said this is like a Path Scout camp or whatever. And then we found out at the end of the episode that Andrew did that for 12 years. And he's like, you never know when's gonna come in handy. Like, psycho. Anyway, but yeah, he was all psycho on her, like, oh, why didn't you ask me? She's like, well, you know, me and Ezra have history, and I knew that he would be able to do it because him and Mike were close. And he said, well, you know, I could have talked to Mike. I could have did this 24/7, Arya. I told you 24/7. And he's like, oh, so, and she's like, you know, but my parents trust him. He's like, oh, so mom and pop. He's in mom and pop like him too, or whatever. Some crap. It's like, dude, what the heck? How long have you been dating? 2 seconds? Like, back all the way up. And it's like, you have nothing else to do but worry about why Arya isn't calling you and why Arya isn't asking you to do what she's asking her ex to do. I mean, it's complicated because Ezra's also a teacher. Ezra's also, you know, an adult, like a legit one. Whatever. So he was acting super fatal attraction in that scene. And then, what happens next? Something else happens. Oh, so, I forgot. All the girls were talking on the phone. What's her name? Allison. Oh! Ooh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little all over the place. I actually watched the episode pretty much twice this morning. I was like, woo! So, like, in shock. I'm sorry, this stupid necklace keeps... Anyway. I was in shock so much that I tried to watch it twice because I had to eat. Because I didn't eat. And yeah, crazy. But something I noticed that Leslie said. Leslie called Allison Allie. When you don't know somebody, you don't call them by their nickname. Why did she say, she was like, and Allie sent Mona this. Like, why did she call her Allie? Just putting it out there. That's something I noticed. So anyway, all the girls were, you know, on the phone and trying to figure out what the hell Leslie was up to. How the hell did she do this? Why did she do this? And then Allison let them know that, you know, there is possible witness to her being in that little area that she was in waiting on Cyrus. And it turns out that there was one. And when Emily and Spencer were in school, they saw the girl, the floral jacket, whatever, that Allison had happened to mention, and she had the little, thing on her back for the camp, or whatever, the church group that was there, in that location, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. So they, like, kind of confront the girl. They just wanted to talk to her, and then, you know, she thinks it's for something else because the reason why she was there was she was strung out on something that she took, some drug, and she went there just to, like, let it, you know, go away after a while, come down from the high or whatever. So, and that was on Thanksgiving Day. So she sees it as Arya's friends because she told Arya's mom, so she sees it as Arya's friends know what she did. And they're asking about it, but why the hell would they care? So they made it seem really sketchy, like Ella knew something about Allison is not saying anything, but it was a whole different story. So basically, they spent some time, you know, trying to get the girl to tell. The girl ends up telling what happened, but she didn't really see anything, and she didn't really know. And since she wasn't coherent, it didn't make any sense. What's her face? Allison's lawyer didn't want to use her as a witness anyway. But, oh, let's talk about the fact that Allison just burned her arm like a little crazy person. Ooh! And slammed Hannah's fingers. Oh, that, like, stuff like that freaks me out really easily. But anyway, because they needed to talk to each other about what happened with the witness, yada yada. So then that's when the lawyer, you know, talks to the girl because Spencer and Emily called her. Notice that Arya wasn't in those scenes because Arya was busy dealing with Mike, like preoccupied with Mike, I guess, or whatever. Something about her is still feeling a little sketchy to me, but I don't know. I really don't know who A is, guys. I'm confused as much as the next person. Like, I don't know. But yeah, then the lawyer says, oh, we're going to use Allison as a witness, and it sounds good. Allison couldn't even beat up Mona to the degree that all that crap happened because she has an injury. Then the prosecution pulls out the fact that Allison won an archery certificate. Why didn't Allison just then and there say, well, you know what? I won that because, yes, I was a bully and and I convinced my bunkmate to rig the whole game, so that's why I won. She kind of gave up. I don't understand that. If you have something that you know can help you, use it. Like, you're going to jail for murder now. Like, they found her guilty. Freaking necklace. Sorry. So what happened? Oh, so Ezra and what's his face? Cody Christian, aka Mike, go up to the cabin. Caleb's there. Caleb was like, you're coming down, you're gonna testify, and Mike agrees. But then Ezra's like, oh, he's a kid, He's like, he's only doing that to win, because you were telling him to go to the cops too, but whatever, right? All of a sudden now you're all like, he's a kid. Long story short, Mike goes outside because Ezra asked him to get the stuff from the car, or for some reason Mike decides to drive, or I don't know how exactly Mike drove, whatever happened. An arrow is shot into the of the car, and those arrows are strong because it penetrated the, what is that called? The glass of the car? It penetrated that. So those are some strong arrows. So whoever did it is also an archery expert. So what happened? Yeah, so Mike gets maced, all that. They come back. They go straight to Tanner because they want Tanner to see this because, you know, the trial and everything. She needs to see that somebody is really after everybody. Tanner acts all chummy and nonchalant like, oh, so you came down here, you don't know who did it, you couldn't see anything, you don't know if it's a girl or a boy, you don't know the height, the weight, you don't know if it was more than one person. That's interesting. So did you tell the cops from the county the same thing? And they're like, no, we came straight here because we wanted you to see this. And she's like, oh, so you take a picture, because Caleb took a picture of it. He said he needs proof. In this case, now proof is not even enough for Tanner. She's like, oh, well, so you take a picture of your friend instead of helping him get down. Tanner is like, is she just one of those cops that's so fixed on getting somebody that she doesn't care if there's actual evidence saying otherwise? Like, what the heck is going on with her? I was so pissed too, and Caleb was super duper pissed, and rightfully so, because she was serious. She was like, oh, so basically she's like, this doesn't even matter, who cares? Like, who cares that Mike was tied up, maced, left for dead, pretty much. Like, it looked like he could have been burned at the stake if they didn't come any sooner. So she didn't care, pretty much. First of all, they should have told Ella and Byron what the hell happened there so that they could sue the cops, because she wasn't taking any action. And it's like, we have the evidence right here and you're not taking action. You're supposed to be protecting and serving. They should be suing for that. Also, I forgot to mention that Toby was back this episode, and Tanner's pretty much making him do stupid little errands, even though he's an actual cop, because clearly she was building a case the whole time against his friends, so she wanted him to be busy doing something else. And Tanner, yeah, she's just A is so freaking strong and powerful and, like, resourceful that the cops are really, like, the cops and Rose are always being bad, but, like, now just really being terrible is so much a good thing for A. And I just hope that whatever the reason that A has for doing this, and whoever A is, it better be a legitimate reason, because you're ruining lives, not a life. Lives. It's not just Allison that's going down. All the girls are going down. For what? Why? What could it possibly be that it had to go this far? And Tanner, like, really was building a case the whole time against the girls. you know, Toby and Spencer had spoken after they found out that Leslie was there, that and she let him know about Oxford or whatever happened there. And he was like, you know, Tanner. Then afterwards, whatever, he came to Spencer's house and was like, we need to talk. I told Tanner that if she has a problem with me being your friend, that or he said he was gonna tell her that if she has a problem with him being out with Spencer and all that, then he'll have to quit the force or something like that. But I don't think Tanner would have cared regardless, because she was pressed on getting them arrested. For what, we're not sure yet, because we just see that they're taken away. What else happened this episode? So I talked about Andrew. I talked about... Yeah, so Andrew, I don't think he's A whatsoever. I just think he's like a red herring for the moment. I don't know if he's working for A, if he's just crazy, because he was acting really Fatal Attraction this episode. He's like 24/7, Arya 24/7, and then when Arya does call you because she didn't hear back from Mike and Ezra, you're nowhere to be found, because you're probably up in the cabin area too, and it's hard to get cell service out there. What else happened? So yeah, Allie was found guilty. Guilty. Like, she's guilty of murder. And then at the end of the episode, Tanner is getting the other girls arrested. Now we see that for next week, the spring finale, can't believe it's here already. We're supposed to find out who Big A is. We see that, whatchamacallit, Spencer wakes up somewhere where they're speaking all different languages. They're like, welcome, bienvenidos, yada yada yada. So I think A has kidnapped all of them, because Spencer's mom was asking Allie, where is Spencer? She's like, don't you know? And then she's like, oh, I know who has them. A has them. And we're supposed to find out who A is. They're gonna have a little block thing saying I am A. I wonder who it is. I really don't know. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything else. This is just, I was so shocked, and like the whole time from this episode, I was like, whoa, Leslie, like, I can't believe she did that on the stand. I can't believe, you know, Allison did not have the strength. She actually does not have the strength to throw Mona down, but yet she's still going down for her murder, because Allison did not speak up and say, well, I rigged this. She could have at least said it, even if, you know, it would have gotten her in trouble in the courtroom. She could have said it, that way people would have heard it, you know what I mean, and they would have known. So she was found guilty. Like, there was no reasonable doubt. Like, what the heck? She was found guilty. And I wonder what all the girls getting arrested for. Conspiracy with the kidnapping or what? I don't know. And oh, I forgot to mention Caleb and Hannah's little moment when he went to visit her after the whole Leslie thing. He was like, I'm not gonna leave you. And I'm like, little things like that would make me like tear up a little bit. It was really sad, actually. If you're thinking about it, and like if this was real life, Hannah's in jail, and she didn't even want Mike to testify, because she's like, he's a kid. She doesn't want him to go through what she went through with A and all that. Like, they spent their high school careers being tortured by somebody. Like, they didn't have the time to enjoy anything, because it was always, when they thought A was finally gone, A popped right back up. So it's like, it's crazy. Anyway, I'm looking forward to next week's episode. We're supposed to see who it is. If you think you know who A is, definitely leave it down below. I have no idea who A is. Like, I don't think it's Andrew again. I don't know what Leslie's deal is. Notice we have not seen Jenna, Sydney, like a bunch of people, like for a bunch of episodes. What was the purpose of Jenna? What was the purpose of Sydney? What was the purpose of all these people if now they're not here? Was it just, you know, fluff? Paige has been gone. Who else? And oh, in the next week's preview, they were like, it's been 9 deaths so far. 9? Mona, Shauna, Garrett, Ian. Does what's his face? Nate count? Who's the 9 deaths? do you guys know who the other deaths were? I don't remember. Mona, Shauna, Ian, Garrett, Mrs. De Laurentiis, Nate, Bethany. Does Bethany count? Then I have like 2 more people. Maya, and I can't think of anybody else. Who was the other person that died? I'm not sure. Anyway, let's see what happens, guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, like the video. Comment down below who you think A is. What do you think A's purpose is? What do you think is going to happen? This is just a spring finale. That means it's coming. Well, we know it's coming back for season 6. Season 6 is going to start in June. Oh my gosh, I am so conflicted. I don't know what's going to happen. And I remember Marlene King saying that the episodes, but like right when they announced that Big A is going to be revealed on the 24th, she said the episodes leading up to this are critical to the finale. So who knows what's going to happen. It's going to be crazy. I'm excited because I haven't felt this way about PLL in a while. Like I haven't been on the edge of my seat in a while, but this has made me feel like, oh my gosh, what is going to happen? So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Again, subscribe for future reactions. Check out my PLL playlist below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.